So, for today's speech, I'm going to be talking about food drives and how it is helping so many people in America, or more specifically in the US, and how that has helped reduce food waste and which have could lead to other things in the future which could harm our planet and also cause a lot of hunger in among our community. Um, Basically, food drives are held by many organizations wherever you go in cities or towns, and they take food from restaurants or grocery stores or wherever, and they'll take that food that could go to waste and give it to good use to people who wouldn't be able to afford it. And as Christians, we believe that we should help anyone who is in need, whether we know them or not, and especially those who are struggling. And that is a common understanding, whether one is a Christian or does not have any religion, does not believe in God. We all want the best for other people in this world, and whether we know them or not, we don't want them to starve. And so it is a common belief that we should help these people. And Hebrews 13:16 says that, and do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. So this just goes to show that as Christians we should help these people, and there shouldn't be a reason not to. Basically, food drives such as Feeding America, they have a big part in the U.S. in helping feed the homeless and also people who have homes or who have jobs but still cannot afford to buy food and put it on the table for their families. This is quite common in the U.S. And it is sad to say that about 95% of the food that we throw away ends up in landfills and combustion facilities, meaning that all the food that we throw away, whether it's a rotten tomato or perfectly good pasta or whatever it is, or food more so foods that can be used but we prefer not to eat, or we just are full and do not eat it. All that can be helping someone and can be helping someone from starving, but instead is going into the trash and into these landfills, which eventually ends up as gases and builds up as methane, which can become a greenhouse, which then contributes to climate change, which is a whole other problem. But this just goes to show that these problems can be avoided if we simply help it go in the right direction and help it feed others instead of harm our earth and harm others in the process. Throwing away food is like stealing from the table of those who are poor and hungry. This is a quote from Pope Francis, and it really stood out to me because it shows how careless we can be about food and what we do with it. And I feel like these food drives are doing such a great job at providing meals for these people and avoiding as much waste as we can by helping these people who are in need. Feeding America supply food to more than 37 million Americans each year, including 14 million children and 3 million seniors. So this is what the company Feeding America has done for U.S. citizens specifically, and they have helped feed millions of people by taking this food that could have been wasted and helping them just have a meal on their table for the next few days. In conclusion, food drives are so important because not only do they help give food to people who cannot afford it or who cannot have any because of where they live or depending on their situation or circumstances. Um, it shows that food drives are so important, and we should be more aware of what we do with what we have. And um, these communities are really being helped through these organizations such as Feeding America. And it just goes to show that as Christians, we should be helping more so of that. And whether you are Buddhist, Muslim, or Christian, or atheist, we all want the same thing for these people, and is to help them and avoid them from starving. And this is all to say that food drives are so important, and we could use more of it, and we all share a common interest in helping others. So thank you for listening, and yeah.